this example, or in this thematic program, 8 challenges which are subdivided into objectives. Now this is an example. You don't need to remember this, but let me show you how this works. Challenge 1 is called pervasive and trusted network and service infrastructures. Practically speaking, actually, this is everything with the internet. And in this case, we have a lot of objectives. This is in fact the biggest part of all these challenges. Starting with future networks, then we have cloud computing, Internet of Services, advanced software engineering, Internet connected objects, with which some people call the Internet of Things, and so on. I don't want to read everything, but you see how it is structured. One challenge, several objectives, and from the title you also see this is not one project. There's something which is in some way an area under which various projects could be implemented. Now each objective again is described firstly with an overall introduction, with an overall purpose. This is, for example, the objective on cloud computing, Internet of Services, and advanced software engineering, and it refers to technologies specific to the network distributed dimension of software, and so on. I don't want to read everything. Now, this introduction, then we have here a so-called target outcome. This means in a broad sense what a project should get to, and we have normally several target outcomes. Here we have a letter A, there is also some B, some C. For cloud computing, what the research should deal with: intelligent and autonomic management of cloud resources, ensuring agile, elastic scalability, and so on. You see also from the words that this is not simple technical speak, that it is something that you need to think about. What, for example, means autonomic, what means agile, elastic scalability, and so on. So this is the way how these target outcomes are described. Then we have another part that is our expected impact. This means what should happen to the results after the end of the project, what would be the effects. Emergence of European interoperable clouds contributing to an internal market of service in the EU, and so on. Important here is, when you write a proposal, you need to comment on all this. You need to demonstrate for your specific research result that this will really have this impact. Then there are other more administrative parts. Here we have the funding schemes that would be used. We have target outcomes A, B, and C, and for these, the European Commission would fund the project types or funding schemes, IT, I remind you, it stands for Integrating Project, or STRAP, which is a specific part of the research project, for there is a target outcome with a number D. There the European Commission would fund a CSA. CSA stands for Coordination and Support Action. This means something supporting research, I said already, like workshop development, some development of strategies or policies. Then we have a part that all belongs to that specific objective. Indicative budget distribution, and you can read here for the real research projects at your strengths. The European Commission would give the funding of 68.5 million euro, of which a minimum 30% allocated to IPs and 50% to straps. This means for this is a cold fish. I said already, the cold fish is a summary of a specific call. Here we have the example, ICT call 9, which goes back to 2011 as well. We have a call identifier, you see 2011 there, if you can see it from behind, which is the year of the call, and the number 9, which is the number of the call. And there are some important issues in there. For example, a proposal should be submitted on the 17th of April 2012. There is a certain budget for the whole call, and the whole call includes or has actually included several objectives. Then we have the objectives. There is a list in the call fish. There is a list of objectives. I have cut this off, so it goes down one page or so. And then we have here evaluation procedure. So this explains very briefly how such proposals should be evaluated. So this is an example how this is done, how you could read this in the work program. Challenges, objectives, and objectives for target outcomes and expected impact. And then that you have for each objective a budget and a call for proposals. So far, the challenges and objectives. Part of this ICT work program is future and emerging technologies, and we have here maybe a bit similar to the ideas program, some part that would like to finance forward-looking new research, but related strictly to ICT. It is called here focus on ideas, not on implementation. In these steps in IT, you always have to do some implementation part, some experimentation part, some software development. Here it is not necessary. Funding will be given to ideas, and it is called here exploratory research. New, visionary, alternative ideas, which in some way I think is a very good thing to support, forward-looking, to support new research. Here really focus on information and communication technologies. And this is, yes, future and emerging technologies, abbreviated FET. This is very important for universities. So, for example, your university, some researchers could apply to get funding from these future and emerging technologies. And it will in fact remain like this within the next program. Now, where are we? The ICT program, as the whole FP7, is about closing down. There are no new calls anymore. In total, during the time of 7 years, we had 11 main calls for proposals. There were a lot of small calls for particular technical subjects, with around 8,400,000 euro funding, with around 1,500 projects and 5,000 participants, very roughly. There are other calls for specific technical areas. Some examples I put here for green cars or electric cars, future internet, smart cities, factories of the future, and so on. Let me conclude with some statistics. You may ask the question, how many proposals are accepted? So I just said to you there were around 1,500 individual projects financed. The finance means that there were considered as good proposals by the European Commission. How many were submitted and how many were accepted? Now, success rates of proposals, you can see this here. We have the individual parts, the whole of cooperation program, the HEARS program, people capacities, Eurotom project program. Now here the cooperation program, this is what we are speaking about. What we see here, different colors again, this corresponds to the years. So it's more or less very similar all over the years from 2007 to 2010, and this is overall. Now here we have the percentage, and you see here the figure of 20%. On average, over these 4 years we get to this point, this means approximately 18%. So in other words, of all the proposals that were sent to the cooperation program, just 18% were accepted. So very low success rate. Why is it like this? One reason, one perhaps evident reason is or could be that there are a lot of bad proposals, not well written proposals. But there's only one reason. The other reason is that there is not so much money available. I mentioned the word evaluation. So when the proposals are sent to the European Commission evaluates the proposals, and they may find out that of all these 100 proposals, there are 30 good proposals that are worth being financed. But these 30 proposals in total request a certain amount of money, and the budget for this part of the program is much lower. So the European Commission has to say, sorry, we have 30 good proposals, but we don't have so much money available. So what they do, then they say of the 30 good proposals, we have some very, very good proposals, we have some proposals that are only very good, and some that are a little bit less very good, and then they finance the very, very goods and so on. And because of this, these are two reasons why the success rate is so low, and the interest actually participation in this program is extremely high.
Professor?
Yeah.
Can that rejected proposal be delayed to next year?
Yes. So you have a possibility to take your proposal. Actually, you get some comments from the evaluation, what was good and what was bad in your proposal, and then you can use the comments to rewrite the proposal, and you can submit it again 1 year later. Now this is another statistics, let me not go into detail here, but overall success rate 18.2%. And I told you the reasons about this. Maybe we could say that there's too much interest and participation in this program. You get a lot of information about this program. Actually, the European Commission, I must say, is very good in publishing information, and you could only say there is too much information available. There is a website which is called cordis.europa.eu, where all information published on the research programs, what are the programs, what are the calls, what are the work programs, how to find partners, list of open calls. There's another website just for the ICT program, which is financed by the European Union, which also publishes a lot of information about the ICT program, especially including Projekt. And there are other possibilities to find information. For example, in each country we have some people who have the responsibility given by the European Commission to provide information about these programs, and these are called the national contact points. There should also be national contact points in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And you may find them actually on this website. You can see there is the national contact point. So the important words that we have discussed: work program, funding scheme, challenges and objectives, future and emerging technologies within the ICT program as a means to finance forward-looking research. I didn't mention actually public-private partnership, so you don't need to remember this. Here I mentioned this also very briefly only. You don't need to remember, but you should remember that there are calls for proposals for specific deadlines, and these calls for proposals ask for research proposals in certain technical areas related to what we have called the objective. The call fish is a summary of the call, and at the same time the official publication of the call, and I mentioned briefly proposal success rate. Any question? one good proposal and one bad proposal, and explain to you in particular why the one is good and why the other one was bad. But let me firstly say, to present such information about proposals is very difficult. It's very difficult to get the information because all the proposals that are sent to the European Commission are confidential. And even if you participate in the evaluation as a consultant or expert, you have to sign a document that you don't use the information after this evaluation period is finished. So it's very difficult to find such information. You need to have insider information in such a proposal, or the same is valid for projects. Now we can also say that in general, when you look at proposals to research projects or the projects themselves, that everywhere you could find a problem. So there is nothing which is really perfect. No proposal, no research project. So this I would like to say as a foreword before coming to the example. Now, a successful proposal to the ICT program. How does it look like? There was, and actually I was involved in this proposal and also involved in the project. Therefore I have the insider information. So we had once an idea, and the idea was focused on the Western Balkan countries, including Bosnia and Herzegovina. So we were thinking about information society, ICT strategies for this area, for the benefit of business, government, administration and citizens. This sounds still very political. Of course, true, it's still a political level, but what we wanted to do is to work with organizations in the Western Balkan countries to help them to better participate in the European research programs. So it's written here, to enable organizations in the Western Balkan countries to participate in the FP7 program and other programs at the same level as EU organizations and enable or improve their understanding of relevant technology and business aspects. I think this is my hope. It should be here off and not on. Sorry for this. So, and we want to bring organizations from Western Balkan countries and from the European Union together for participation in proposals to FP7 for participation in projects. So this is the basic idea. And there were several organizations, not only here, but organizations from Italy, from Greece, and our company. What to do with such an idea? Now, I mentioned the work program and the process more or less to check work programs, whether we can find something in such a work program that corresponds to the idea. And then we have to identify an open call. This means, is there a possibility to send a proposal that corresponds to this idea to the European Commission? Now, if we have this, we have to read actually the work program very carefully. You remember the example that I presented to you. Some text of the work program is written in a very difficult way, and it needs really an analysis. There are some other documents which are called guidelines for applicants, and then you can start to write the proposal based on all this information. And I put here that this goes back actually to 2008. You might say this is pretty old, we are 2013, but the same rules apply still today. Now we looked at the work program, and there was a part which was called international cooperation. And this is the text. I don't want to read everything. We have, as usual, target, outcome, effect, impact. And when I look at this, this is partly the work program, partly the core fish. We have here indicative budget distribution. I only want there should be proposals that focus on the Western Balkan countries. So we read this and we said, yes, this is our idea, and here we can do something with this. There was a deadline, which is not on this slide. So we identified what I call here the parameters of the goal. Goal objective, international cooperation. There was a deadline, 8th of April 2008. This is normally actually published 3 months before. So we started to sit down to write a proposal. We have a certain funding scheme in this respect. In this case, it was coordination support action, so not a real research project. We have seen in the document in the call fish, there is a budget protocol published, which is 5 million euro, and we thought about this as part of the analysis work. As part of the objective, the European Commission would fund maybe maximum 6 projects, so we could make a kind of guess that this 5 million euro should be available for around or for maximum 6 projects, and we could then conclude that if we write a proposal, we should have a budget of maximum 1 million euro, not more, to get accepted. There are other documents. Okay, is this clear as a process? Now we are reading the European Commission documents, and what you see here, this is defined by the European Commission in the so-called guide for applicants. They say you write a proposal, and there should be a technical proposal, and this is structured into 4 sections. The first one is called scientific and technical quality, more or less, let us say, the objectives and the work plan. Then we have a section 2, which is called implementation, and what you should describe here is how to manage the project, what are or who are the individual participants. And then we have section 3, impact. So the basic question here is to do the work, to get to some results. What would be the impact or the effect of your project on the overall context, on society, on the political environment of the countries? And then there is a section which is very small, which is called ethical issues, which is there because of political reasons, which I don't think, but which is at the end not so important. So 3 main sections: an objectives, a work plan section, implementation part with management procedures and description of partners, and an impact part which refers to the future. Okay? Now we started to work on this and to bring all this together. This is just very few examples. This is what the European Commission has written. There should be a section 1.1, which is called objectives, concept and objectives, explain the concept of the project, and so on. And then this is here concept of objectives. Now what we did, we thought about this, and we substructured, we inserted a substructure to this section, which is called here, we call it background and needs, project vision, key objective, who are the stakeholders, measuring the objectives, state of the art, and relevance to the topics addressed in the report, and so on. So, and we thought it's very important, not just write. Oh, and yeah, it is actually set by the European Commission how many pages to write. I've forgotten. Let me say 5 pages. So we did not just write 5 pages, but we had a substructure so that this whole thing gets better readable. This is the objective section. What we did, we defined 4 what we call key objectives, I think. Yes, key objectives 4. And we said this is what we want to do. And for each of these key objectives, we described that in more detail than, let me say, the specific objectives. You remember when you spoke yesterday about the logical framework matrix, there was also something like goal, overall objectives, and specific specific project is. So we followed somewhere the same approach. There is a section required about the risks, and we describe the risk management procedures, we describe the risks and the contingency plan, what we would have, what we would do about this. I think you don't need to read this. And finally, the impact section. This was section 3. And here what we did, we copied the text out of the work program. So you remember I said to you in the work program, for each objective we have a part, impact, and what should be the impact be. So we copied this text from the work program, and then we wrote one page to try to demonstrate how this impact would be reached. Now, of course, there is a lot of more detail that I could say, but this is some examples of the proposals. Now, this was sent to the European Commission. The European Commission evaluated this. But after the evaluation, the European Commission publishes a report about the evaluation and gives some comments on the proposal. And remember, I have said that there are 3 parts of the proposal. For each of these 3 main parts, comments are given, and these comments just look like this. So it's not so long. About, what is it, 8 lines. I don't want to read this. There are some positive comments, there are also some negative comments. For example, in this case, active involvement of the local stakeholders is critical to the realization of the project goals, and more elaboration is required in this respect. But nevertheless, the mark is a number, a mark given at a school, which is 4.5. The maximum number is 5, so it is, let me say, nearly perfect. The same for the second big section of the proposal, quality and efficiency of the implementation of the management. You can read this in the documents, in the slides yourself. I don't want to be too long here. Again, 4.5 is an overall mark. We have section 3, potential impact. This is a bit lower, so there are some things that the European Commission did not really like. For example, here is written, there is insufficient evidence that the partner leading the destination work package has the required range of expertise and communication experience. Yes, well, it was true. The reason is, as I said before, this was a proposal focused on Western Balkan countries. And in 2008, it was difficult to find organizations from Western Balkan countries with good experience in such kind of projects. But nevertheless, we wanted to involve them, and one organization from the Western Balkan countries, we gave them, when we discussed the proposal, responsibility for this donation. So, and this led to this comment. So overall, we got 13 points for this proposal. In total, the maximum is 15, and so on. So there are some negative comments. There are practically, I would say, or very rarely proposals without any negative comments. So this is an example of the result of the evaluation. Some comments, how long it would take. So 2008, we had the submission deadline. We started to discuss, to exchange first ideas in 2007. We started in February 2008 to search for partners. The deadline for submission was 8th of April. The project started 1st of January 2009. So you see, until the start of the project, 1 year and 3 months. So the project duration was 1 year. From the idea to the end of the project, 2 years and 3 months. So these are rather long time scales which you have to accept when you work on such projects. Now let me skip this and go immediately to a bad proposal. So there are, of course, a lot of bad projects or bad proposals, you understand this already. So this is or was a proposal to a research project. The proposal, as you see here, has an acronym which is called Desideratum. And what it would do, the main results will be a semantic-enabled, knowledge-based adaptive system called SRAT for the necessary interface environment and the appropriate web service provision for risk and crisis management concerning the transport of dangerous goods for urban administrations, but only for customization to other crucial crisis incidents. When we read this, who understands this? Is there somebody here who would say, yes, this is clear to me what the result will be?
No.
Silence. No. Okay. The European Commission thought the same, correct. And this is part of this evaluation report that we have seen. What the European Commission wrote back. There is a lack of detail in the description of this SRAT and of its innovative impact. Sorry, it's cut off a bit. Section B611 is confusing and poorly written. The proposal lacks a description of the advanced state of the art and so on. So lack of detail. So also European Commission didn't really understand what it means. This means it was too vague, not precise. And when we spoke yesterday about objectives, I think you told me what it is. How should objectives be formulated? What was the acronym for objectives?
SMART.
SMART, yeah. I will not ask you again what it means. You said you explained this to me yesterday, but these objectives are not SMART. Let's go on. Speaking about the impact. Impact, I told you, should describe what should happen with the results, with the research results after the end of the project, what should be the effect. We have, I have mentioned this before, there are specific European Commission terms for this. One is dissemination, which corresponds to publication of results. And the other one is exploitation. This means more or less how you will exploit, how you will further develop the results after the end of the research. By the way, what I should say, now the European Commission is replacing more or less the word exploitation by the word sustainability. How results could be sustained after the end of the project, which I think is a more general word. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Exploitation by art and technology and by other users of projects. This refers to the stage of the project when a project is done. It has achieved its purpose and it's used.
Yeah.
It's being used, it's being exploited to create something, to create goods or provide services. In this case, exploitation is not the complete stage. Am I getting this correct?
Yeah. Exploitation does not always refer to the production of or to the development of a product.
Yes.
So exploitation means further use of the results of the research project after the end of the project, as you said.
Yes.
So for example, when you are at a university and work in such a research project, you also have to explain how to exploit the results. But as a university, of course, you will not develop a product normally.
Yes.
So exploitation for a university could be that you just use the results of the research project. This means the know-how, the knowledge in the education for courses. It could also be that you just say, we have done this, we have done some research, and we do another research project funded by the European Commission, which is also kind of documentation. Okay, does this answer the question?
Yes, yes. You do not make any major changes, you just improve.
If you like, yes, to continue some way or the other the research.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, coming back to this, we were speaking about the impact, and impact means for the European Commission both exploitation and dissemination. And here, this means you should explain in the proposal exploitation plans and dissemination plans. Now, I will speak only to the table of contents. Look at the table of contents, the page numbers. So on page number 10, we have exploitation plans. On page number 11, dissemination plans. On page number 12, the next one is following. This means just one page for all of this for a consortium of, let me say, 6 partners, maybe. So what European Commission says in this respect, this is not sufficient. And you read the evaluation report there. Exploitation is a dissemination plan is fairly basic and not well articulated. And they got a 3, which at the end is not so bad. So one further example before I come to the conclusion. In this proposal, they have proposed to develop test cases. So they want to build this SRAT, this semantic environment or whatever it was, and want to use this in test cases. And there was a test case in the Republic of Macedonia. And what do they write? Skopje will be an essential partner for the interoperability showcase to test and evaluate the requirements, local connectivity and interoperability with other European public administrations. Well, you see the opinion of the European Commission already there. I don't need to ask you. Details of test cases are overall evaluation results. I must say at this point, this proposal goes back to FP6, so we are not speaking about FP7. This is a bit old proposal, although the basic principles of the evaluation have not changed. As I said in the beginning, if you want to see or explain details of the proposal, you need to be involved in this, because a lot is confidential. And I have prepared this in such a way that you don't understand what is the reality behind it. So we have at this time some thresholds. Actually, thresholds still exist, but the numbers are today different. Before you saw we had a maximum of 15, now we have a maximum of 30. Threshold is 21. This means European Commission says, in order to be accepted for funding, you should have at least 21 points. Here we have 18 points. Well, overall not so bad, but there are a lot of bad elements in it, so this is rejected. So as a conclusion for this, what is important when you want to participate in proposals, and I add here that this is an example from FP7 or rather FP6, this means from the research program. But in general, this is the same also for programs like IPA and structural funds, although some points are different. Now we have evaluation criteria, the European Commission documents. They should be really carefully considered when you write the proposal. It should not be vague. I remind you that objectives should be smart, and it should not be so difficult when you are researchers to ask yourselves, are my objectives smart? Now, another point, the individual parts of the proposal are linked. I told you that this proposal consists of 3 main parts: scientific part, the implementation part, and the impact part. But they are all linked together, and the objectives, work plan, and so on they should refer to each other, and the reader of the proposal should understand that the work plan, for example, really is designed to achieve the objectives. Another point is that to prepare a proposal to whatever donor program you do this, you need to take time. There are some people who will try to do this in 1 week, but they rarely succeed. So normally, I would think to prepare such a proposal, you need about 3 months. So with this, I'm at the end of examples of the proposals. We are, I think, very well in time now. We have the lunch break. What I want to do after the lunch break, speak about some management aspects, refer to the research programs, and if we have time, I will also show you an example of a project, and conclude then with an outlook to the future programs, which is called Horizon 2020, which theoretically should start 1st of January 2014. So with this, I wish you, to all of us, a good lunch break, and we come back